left hand. Hopefully it's working. All right, here we go. Good morning. Today is Thursday. It is December 23rd. Welcome to our yoga class. The next hour together will be about relaxing, letting go, focusing on our breath, focusing on connecting our movements to our breath. Or perhaps it means just relaxing on your mat for an hour, something that you might not be able to do normally. So make it your very own practice. Let's go ahead and start with some relaxation. We're going to go down onto our backs. Let your arms rest at your sides, palms open, face to the sky. Closing our eyes, let's start to breathe deeply in through the nose, expanding belly, back, and rib cage. Exhaling out through the nose as well, and feeling that same area of your body contract and empty. And while we continue to breathe deeply in through the nose, out through the nose, let's become aware of our face. I want you to relax your eyes. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. Relax the muscles in your neck. And then bring your awareness and your breath into your arms. And we're going to breathe from the tops of our shoulders out through each and every finger. And then guide your breath into your legs, and let's breathe from our hips all the way down to our heels. Let your feet just kind of flop. Next, let's bring our breath and awareness into our spine. See your breath entering the top of your head. As it starts to make its way down the spine, it's weaving itself in between each segment, breathing away any tension or tightness that you hold there. Now let's inhale just our left arm towards the sky. Exhale behind us, reach out through your fingers. We'll do the same with the other, lifting up and reaching back. Once there, push out through your heels, stretch out through your fingers. And then let everything go soft. Inhale the arms back up. And exhale, return them to your sides. From there, we're just going to gently roll our head to one side, breathing into the side of the neck. Come back up and rotate to the other side. Lift back to neutral, and again, rotate to one side. Come back up and rotate to the other side. And then we're back to that neutral place. From there, let's pull the left knee up to the chest, give it a nice close hug, and flex and point your foot. Easy circle around with your ankle. We'll reverse. And then just let your foot rest. Now I want you to flex your heel and spread your toes out as wide as you can. Scrunch them up super tight. Spread them really wide. Scrunch them tight. Once more as wide as you can. Scrunched up as tight as you can. And just let your foot rest. Now try circling the entire knee. So think about really pulling in towards the midline of your body and not letting that knee circle too far out beyond your hip. And then do a few in the other direction. And then just keep your knee pulled in. Tighten the belly, press through the back of the ribs, and I want you to round your spine so your nose comes up nice and close towards your knee. Let that roll back down. We'll send that leg out and let's bring the other knee in. Starting with just that nice close hug. And then we're going to flex and point. Circling around and around. And reverse. And then just let your foot rest. Flex your foot. Spread your toes out really wide. Scrunch them super tight. Stretch open. Scrunch tight. Again, stretch as wide as you can. Scrunch as tightly as you can. And then rest your foot. Now let's do that knee circle around. Again, think about drawing in towards the midline of the body. And then we'll do a few the other way. And then just give that knee a nice close hug. Tighten the belly, press through the back of your ribs. Round the shoulders, neck, and head off the mat. And come back down. From there, let's bring both knees in nice and close. Give yourself that good tight hug. Feeling the stretch going down the length of the spine into the gluteals. Circling both knees around. And then we'll go the other way. And then again, just hug them in nice and close. And let's do a few rocks from side to side. From there, we're back to our neutral space. Start opening the knees while your big toes remain touching. And then we'll take the knees even wider, letting the soles of our feet meet, heels pulling down towards the body. Let's pull those knees back together. Do a few more rocks from side to side. And then we're back to neutral. Let's take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, using the power of the belly to roll us up, we make it into a seated position. And we'll just sit Taylor style. Feel those sit bones on the mat. Let your palms open face to the sky, while the back of your hands rest upon your knees. Allow your chin to drop to your chest and breathe into the back of your neck. Lifting the head to back, open your throat. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the head, tip back, open your throat. Again, exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the head, tip back, open your throat. Exhale, chin to chest. Let's roll that left ear to the left. Come back down and roll to your right. Drop the chin and roll left. Drop the chin and roll right. Drop the chin, and then slowly bring the head back to the neutral spot. From there, I want you to draw your shoulders right up into your earlobes and let them slowly fall away. Try again, draw shoulders into earlobes and let them fall away. Once more, shoulders to earlobes and let them fall away. Placing palms together at heart center. Let's rub our hands together. And then I want you to place those warm fingers on your eyes. Bring the hands back together again. And this time, just lay your hands on your heart. Let your palms press together. And take a big inhale. On the exhale, we're going to extend towards the sky. And on the inhale, you come back down. Exhale, extend. And inhale, back down. Exhale, extend. Inhale down. Once more, exhale, extend. And inhale, back down. Let's lace our fingers and push our palms away from the body. Feel that stretch going across the upper back and the back of your shoulders. And let's turn our palms to face our body. And again, feel that deeper stretch. While we're remaining tall and straight, begin to rotate at your waist off to your right. Return to neutral. Rotate left. And then back to neutral. And let your hands return to your knees. From there, let your chin fall to your chest. And again, take another nice full breath. And then we'll bring our head back to neutral. Take one more inhale on our seated position. Exhale, let's move on to hands and knees. So once we've made it to our hands and knees, we want to make sure shoulders are over wrists, hips over our knees, tops of the feet on the mat. Wide spread fingers, hands turned in slightly. So if they were actually to move together, you would form a triangle with your index and thumbs. Meanwhile, pressing down through second, third, and fourth knuckles of both hands. Straight line from the tip of your tailbone to the top of your head. Begin to sink your navel as you lift your tailbone. Lift your head, open your heart cow. Big exhale, scoop the belly in and round your spine for cat. Inhale, open cow. Exhale, round cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, round cat. Make your way back to that neutral place. Go ahead, extend the right leg behind you and push out through the right heel. Let's reach the left arm forward, palm open, face to the sky. Exhale, back down, and we'll switch. Pushing out through that left leg, adding right arm forward, palm towards the sky. Exhale, back down. Separate your knees, big toes together, push back with your tailbone. Melt your chest down between your legs, foreheads on the mat. Turning your palms towards the sky, deepening that stretch. Let's take our left arm and pass it through the right armpit. Breathe across the back of your shoulder. Bring that arm out and we'll switch, sending it through the other way. And then bring the arm back out. From there, let's tuck our toes, make our way up into downward facing dog. Allow your head to drop through extended arms. Feel your ribs pulling close to your thighs. Nodding your head yes. Shaking your head no. And then just let it hang there. And I want you to feel the back of your shoulder blades reaching towards your gluteals. We'll walk our dog a few times, lift and lower each heel individually. And then lift both heels together. Let them press down. Let's inhale ourselves into our strong plank. So belly button tight, straight line from our heels to the top of our head. Exhale, return to down dog. Inhale again, forming our plank. And exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Let's modify to the knees. And then from there, as we're exhaling, elbows are opening, our chest comes down, our hips come down. Let our elbows tuck in, pressing through the tops of your feet and your hip bones. Lengthen your spine as you lift upper body into cobra. Exhale again, opening. Elbows tuck in, inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale again on the way down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Tuck the toes, make your way back up into downward facing dog. Few more walks of our dog. Raising up our heels and pressing them down. Inhale yourself forward into plank. Modify if you'd like. Exhale, lowering elbows wide, chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again to plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more. Inhale to our plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, rise, cobra. And now exhale all the way back, extended child's pose. Once again, turning those palms towards the sky. Press the palms back down, scoop the belly in, roll back up into our cat stretch. Sinking the navel, lifting the tailbone, lifting the head, opening the heart cow. And then return to neutral, all fours. Let's extend the right leg behind us, extend the left arm forward, reaching as long as we can. And then let's bring the hand down and step the foot forward. Once there, let's make sure that we've got our knee over our ankle. Pressing down to the top of your back foot, let's lift up our body, forming crescent moon. Open your arms as you open your heart. Fold forward, hands on the mat. Tuck your toes under, lift the back knee, bringing you into runner's lunge. Once you feel established in your lunge, see if you can lift up your body, and that brings you into your high lunge. And then just extend the arms out wide. Good. Exhale, fold forward, stepping back, return to your plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Pressing the palms down, scoop the belly in. Let's round back up for cat. Sink your navel, lift your tailbone, lift your head, open your heart cow. And then we're back into neutral spine. From there, let's extend through the heel of that left leg. Add the right arm forward. Bring the hand down and then step that foot forward. Ensuring that we've got our knee over ankle. Gonna press down to the top of our back foot. And then when ready, lift up our body, forming crescent moon. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Tuck your toes under, lift the back knee. Find your runner's lunge. And then when you're ready, lift into your high lunge. Open the arms wide. Breathe. Exhale, hands return to the mat. Now let's step forward with our back foot. And we want our toes in slightly, heels out slightly. And then from there, slowly roll up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to your heart. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Right foot back, left foot back, plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes and heels out. Inhale, rolling up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale again, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, rising cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes and heels out. Inhale, roll up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to the heart. Inhale again, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Right foot back, left foot back, plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. And exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes and heels out. Inhale, rolling up. Reaching high, touch the sky. Exhale to the heart. Once more, inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Left foot back, right foot back, plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into our plank. And exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes and heels out. Inhale, rolling up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to your heart. Let your arms extend at your sides. Palms facing forward. Think about lifting and opening the center of your heart. Spreading our toes out nice and wide so we can feel the earth. Breathe. Standing mountain pose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale, melt deeper. See if you can simply rest your ribs on your thighs. Cradle your elbows and the palms of your hands to form a frame. And then let your head drop within that frame. Release your fingers to the mat. Take a giant step back with that right foot bringing you into your lunge. Now push the right heel down and turn your right toes out. Align your front heel with the back of your back heel. Let's lift up our body. We're going to keep our hip bones forward and our shoulders square. Add the arms when ready. Warrior one. Now just let the right arm lower. Keep reaching up with that left arm. And then from there, let the left arm lower in front. Lift the right arm to the side, and then bring it back up alongside your ear. Let's open both arms wide, stay long in the waist. Hinge forward, pulling your ribs towards your thigh for your warrior airplane. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lifting to the ball of your right foot. Step your left foot back, hold your plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again to plank. And exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Toes in, heels out. Inhale, let's roll up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to your heart. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. Again, we're going to cradle those elbows. Let the head drop. And see if you can feel a little deeper stretch. Fingertips return to the mat. Giant step back into our lunge. Push your left heel down, turn your toes out. Align your front heel with the back of your left heel and then slowly lift upper body. Hips are square, shoulders stacked over hips, adding arms. Warrior one. And then just let the left arm lower and keep reaching high with the right. Let's bring the right arm forward. Lifting left arm to the side. And then let's open both arms, stay long in the waist, hinge forward, and we bring our ribs to our front thigh. There's our warrior airplane. Hands release to the mat. Return to the ball of your foot so we're in lunge. Step back with your right foot into your plank. Exhale, lowers us down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, toes tuck, we're back up into downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. Exhale again, down dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward, toes in, heels out. Inhale, we're rolling up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale to our heart. And let's come back into standing mountain pose. Let's inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, looking out. And exhale, sink deeper. Right foot steps back into our lunge. And then we just make our way around into a straddle. So we end up facing the wide edge of our mat. Once in place, toes are in, heels are out. Hands under shoulders. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going to do that big inhale to look out. And then exhale, melting, so our forearms release to the mat. Good. Go ahead and push down into your palms. Inch your left hand over so it's positioned beneath you and push on it with your right hand. Inhale, open that right arm to the side. Exhale, revolve at the waist. There's our twisting straddle. Let's exhale that hand back into place. Once there, I want you to raise your heels so you're lifting up and you're really on that big toe knuckle ball of your foot area. Pressing the heels back down. And then just pull back so you can actually lift the front of your feet and you're on your heels. Push those toes flat. Let's try again raising our heels. Push the heels down and raise your toes. And then just let your feet go flat and melt into your mat. From there, push down into your palms. Let's open one arm at a time for straddle airplane. And then inhale your way to standing. Once we've made it upright, we're making sure that our feet are a little wider than our hips. Toes in, heels out, palms to the sky. 5-pointed star. Feel like your fingers are being pulled across the room. We're going to rotate our palms to face forward and start bringing them closer and closer together. Allow just your fingertips to meet. And then press your palms together. Lace your fingers, press your index fingers together. Bend the elbows so the forearms and the elbows meet. Extend towards the sky. Let your upper arms frame your head, keeping them a little bit in front of your ears. Try to get a little longer in the waist. And do a nice side stretch to your left. Come back up. And then let your arms open wide, bringing you back into your star. Now we're ready to turn those left toes to face the front end of our mat. Align our left heel with our right arch, keeping your body tall. Bend, bend, bend that knee. Find the place where your knee is positioned over your ankle. And you're pushing down into your second, third, fourth toes of that foot. Let's reach a little further forward. Lift the front arm and lower the back arm, pushing through the heel of the hand that's reaching towards the sky. Now pull that front leg straight. Press a little higher for reverse triangle. And then let's bring ourselves back into that start position. Now we're ready to build our triangle. So we start by pulling that right hip right and extending that left arm out as far as you can reach away from that hip. And then once we can't go any farther, you can lower that front hand and extend the other arm towards the sky. Make sure you're not feeling any tension in your shoulder or your neck. Your body is open and flat against the wall. Go ahead and bend that front knee. You can either place your hand on the mat or your forearm on your thigh, and there's extended angle pose. And then see about laying that arm alongside your ear. Let your palm face the sky, and you're just looking up under your armpit. Inhale, lift the arm back up. Exhale, let's rotate back around into our lunge. Go ahead and step back, forming your plank. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, toes tuck, we're back up into down dog. And then inhale, return to your plank. You can stay there or insert a push-up. Press back up into downward facing dog. Take your right leg, extend through the heel and pull it towards the sky for three-legged dog. Send that right foot between your hands, bringing you back into your lunge. Once there, let's push the back heel down, turning your toes out. And then from there, I want you to lift up your front toes as you're straightening that front leg. And you're going to melt yourself down, feeling that release in the hamstring. And then if you can, let your toes melt back into the mat. Good, let's rebend the front knee, bringing us back into our lunge. And then once there, we're going to push the front leg straight, extend the leg behind us, pushing out through the heel of your foot. Your hands simply form a tripod with your front foot, and that's tripod balance. We can remain like that, or we can align our thumb with our left pinky toe. Start rolling your hip open. Add that arm towards the sky, and that takes you into your half moon balance. Exhale, bring the hand down if it's lifted. We'll step our foot in, toes and heels out. Bend your knees like you're about to sit down in a tiny chair. While you're bending your knees, you're pulling them closer together, and then you're going to lift your ribs away from your thighs, add your arms alongside your ears, and there's your chair pose. And then see if while you're in your chair, you can lift your heels. Push the heels back down. Let's rise from our chair. Exhale, let your hands come to your heart. Finding a focal point for your eyes, begin to shift your weight into that right foot. Place your left heel at your right ankle bone. And then when you're ready, you can lift your toes from the mat. Or you can keep your foot low, or you can place it higher on the leg. We just want to make sure we're not pushing the heel of our foot directly into the side of our knee joint. And then if you want to, you can grow the branches of your tree. Let's open the arms wide. Let them float down. And then we can step that foot down. And return to mountain pose. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale, sink deeper. From there, we'll just step back with our left foot, bringing us into our lunge. And that brings us around into our straddle, facing the other side of our mat. Toes are either straight ahead or turned in slightly, hands under shoulders. Let's inhale, look out. And exhale, see about melting down. Let's push down into the palms, arms get straighter and straighter. And then just inch your right hand over so it's centered beneath you and push on it with your left hand. Inhale, opening arm to the side. Exhale, revolve at the waist. Twisting straddle. Exhale, let's bring that hand back down. Once there, let's all bend our knees and think about pulling our tailbone down towards the mat. So just let that tailbone drop as far as you can. Let's push our legs straight. Inhale, flat back, look out. Exhale, relax upper body a little bit, and try again, bending your knees and just pulling your hips down. And then go ahead and push the legs straight, push the arms straight. Inhale with our flat back looking out. Exhale, opening our arms for our airplane. And then from there, inhale, rising to standing. Once we're upright, palms face the ceiling. Got toes in, heels out, feet a little wider than hips. 5-pointed star. We can feel our fingertips reaching across the room. Rotate your palms to face forward. Start to bring them closer and closer together. Let just your fingertips meet. And then we're pressing palms, lacing fingers, and then pressing index fingers together. And then start to slowly lift the arms so they frame your head, keeping them a little bit in front of your ears. Stretching, stretching, stretching. And then stay long on the waist and just side bend to your right. Inhale back up. And exhale, reopen to your star. From there, let's go ahead and turn our toes to face the front end of our mat. Align our front heel with our back arch, keeping the front of your body facing the side of your mat. Bend that front knee. Find that place where you're equally balanced into both feet. Now reach a little farther forward with that front arm, lift it, lower the back arm, and then turn your palm towards the sky, breathing all the way up your ribs. And then try pulling that front leg straighter and straighter. And stretch a little bit farther into a reverse triangle. We'll bring our arms back to shoulder level. And now we're ready to build our triangle. Start by pulling your left hip to the left and then extending that right arm as far away from your left hip as you can go. Once you can't go any further, we can lower that right hand and keep that left arm reaching to the sky. Get rid of any tension in your neck or your shoulders. Feel like you're being pulled skyward versus sinking down. Now let's go ahead and bend the front knee. There's our extended angle pose, and you can either rest your hand on the floor or your forearm on your thigh. I'm going to take that arm and just lay it across your ear. Palm is towards the sky. There's side angle pose. Let's inhale, lift that arm. Exhale, let's revolve upper body. Bringing us back into our lunge. Step your foot back. We've got our good sturdy plank. Exhale, we're lowering. Inhale, we lengthen and rise. Exhale, we tuck our toes and we're back up into down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. You can stay there or you could add a push-up. And then we're back up into down dog. Let's take that left leg, extend through the heel, pushing it towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Stepping the left foot through the hands brings us back into our lunge. Now let's push the back heel down, turn your toes out. As you're doing that, start to straighten that front leg and lift up your toes. Lengthen your spine as you look out and then fold deeper down into that front thigh. And then while you're there, see if you can let your feet, that front foot press back down into the mat. One more inhale. On the exhale, let's start to bend the front knee, return to the ball of your back foot so you're in lunge, and that transitions us into extending that back leg behind us, hip level, straightening the front leg. Our hands form a tripod with that front foot, and there's tripod balance. We can remain like that, or we can align our front thumb with our front pinky toe, opening the other hip and extending that arm to the sky for half moon balance. Exhale the hand down if it's lifted, and we all step that foot in. Toes are in, heels are out. Start to bend your knees, and while you're doing that, sink your hips down and pull your knees closer together. Let's lift our ribs away from our thighs, add the arms alongside of our ears, and there's our chair pose. And then see if you can just raise your heel so you're in balancing chair. Push the heels back down, rise out of your chair, and then exhale, hands come together at your heart. We've got a focal point for our eyes. We're fixating on that spot. We feel our belly button pulling in tighter, and we're shifting our weight into our left foot. Place your right heel on your left ankle bone, and then when you feel ready, you can lift that foot. Grow the branches of your tree if you'd like. Open your arms wide. And then let's set the foot back down and return to mountain pose. And inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, open just the arms. Let them hook together behind you. And once you've got that done, think about opening your heart, drawing down with your hands and opening your throat. Inhale, lift back to neutral. Exhale, we're hinging forward. We're leading with our ribs and we're folding down. We're letting our head drop as we extend the arms higher. And then as we exhale, release the hands and let your fingers come back to the mat. Let's step back, right foot, left foot into our plank. We're going to keep our right shoulder directly over the right wrist as we turn in open for side plank. Remember your modification, you simply set the side of your knee on the mat. Let's come back around into our full plank. Press back up into down dog. And walk the dog a few more times. Raise up both heels and press them back down. Come back into your full plank. This time, left shoulder over left wrist, opening side plank. Exhale back around into your full plank, and we're back up into down dog. Again, walking our dog, and then pressing both heels down. Let's extend through the right heel, lifting towards the sky, bringing us back into three-legged dog. And then I want you to lift to the ball of your left foot and transition into your one-legged plank. From there, see if you can bring your knee around to the outside of your elbow. And then send it back into that one-legged plank. And then I want you to bring your knee through. Now we're going to set the knee down. And we're going to set that top of our right foot down. And you're going to aim your right heel at your left hip bone as you sink your left knee to the mat. So we're actually moving into pigeon pose. What we want to do is try to keep the right knee pointing to the side of our mat. And then start to inch yourself down. And we want to keep our weight positioned over the left hip. So we don't want it in the right knee or sinking into the right buttocks. Keep it over that left hip bone. And then just let yourself go wherever your body will let you go. If forward pigeon is not a good move for you, simply do the exact same thing but on your back. Try pushing down into the top of your left toes. So that's the back foot. You're going to press those toes into the mat, the tops of them. And then try really pressing into the outer edge of your right pinky toe. So we want to keep this very active. I'm going to take one more inhale. On the exhale, we'll slowly start to lift ourselves out of that. And then let's shift all of our weight onto that right hip. And we're going to bring that left foot forward and just place it so it's in front of your right shin. All right, we're going to keep both of our sit bones on the mat. Let's tuck the upper left arm on the inside of that left thigh. Place your right hand behind you so the heel of your hand is pressed nice and close to your tailbone. And then inhale a little taller and straighter. As we exhale, rotate it your way so we're actually looking over that shoulder. As we exhale, let's untwist. And then simply fold that left knee down so it's stacked atop the right. Hold on to your left ankle with your left hand. Send the right arm high and do a little side stretch. And then see if you can grab hold of your wrist and give a little extra pull on that stretch. And then we'll lift back up and exhale, float down. From there, let's come around and return to all fours. Let's sink our navel, lift our tailbone, lift our head, open our heart for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And then make your way back to that neutral place. We'll tuck our toes and let's come back up into down dog. So now we're going to take the left leg, extend through the left heel, reach towards the sky for three-legged dog. Lift onto the ball of your right foot, transition yourself into one-legged plank. Bring that left knee around to the outside of your left elbow. Press back into one-legged plank. And then from there, let's bring the knee all the way through. You can set the knee down and the top of your foot down, and then drop the right knee down. And we want to aim that left heel at our right hip bone. Think about opening that left knee to the side of the mat, and then when you can, inch yourself down. And again, we're going to press down to the top of our right foot, really pressing those toes in the mat, and then really pushing down into the outer edge of your left pinky toe. And then let's inhale our way back up. And then once we're up, let's transition over onto that left hip. And we're going to bring the right foot around. And we're just going to place that right foot in front of our left shin or ankle. And then bring the upper right arm to the inside of your right thigh. We'll send the left hand behind us. Bring the heel of your hand close to your tailbone. Inhale a little taller and straighter. Exhale. Turn and look over that shoulder. And then let's exhale and untwist. And we're going to take our right knee this time and just place it atop the left. Hold on to your ankle with your right hand. Send the left arm high, do a little side stretch. And then see about bringing your hand up, holding the wrist, and pressing. And then from there, we'll let the arm come back down. And let's go ahead and extend both legs out straight. Want to push our hands down on either side of our hips. I want you to push out through the heels of your feet and just sit like you're sitting at attention. Exhale, go a little soft. And then let's walk the hands forward, pushing back through the tailbone. First, we want to melt the belly button, and then the chest, and finally the head. And we'll slowly come back up. And now I want you to bring your hands a little farther back. So we're going to point our fingertips right at our buttocks. Again, we're going to lift and open the heart. Hold the belly button nice and tight, and then press down through the tops of your feet, or the bottoms of your feet as you lift those hips, bringing you into reverse plank. And then let's exhale and slowly melt back down. Once there, walk the hands forward again, pushing back through that tailbone, allowing your ribs to rest on your thighs and then your head. And then we'll slowly come back up. Once we've made it up, let's bend the knees. And we're going to bring the arms between the knees and use your second and third fingers to hook around your big toes. Hold your belly button super tight. Find your balance on your tailbone. And make sure that you don't let your back round. Once you're ready, try extending one leg first. No worries if you can't get your leg all the way straight. And then go for the other leg as well. And there's our big toe wide boat. And then if you can, let's bring the legs closer together. Let go. And then slowly open down, down to the ground. Once there, push out through the heels of your feet. Stretch out through your fingertips. Try to reach a little bit longer with one arm and one leg. And then switch. And then let your body go soft. Lift the arms back up, return them to your sides. And then from there, let's bend the knees, walk the feet in. Keep your feet on the mat, toes and heels out. And we want to make sure our feet are about hips distance apart. And create enough space between your gluteals and your heels so that when we rise up into our bridge, we're all about the back side of the body, not feeling it in the quads or the knees. So start tightening the belly as you're inhaling off the mat. Lifting yourself into that shoulder bridge. And then let's inch back down slowly. Once we've made it back down, let's pull knees to chest. Give yourself that nice hug. And then we'll extend both legs in the air. Arms at our sides. And again, this would be a very modified shoulder stand. So feel free to stay in the modified version. If you want to venture into full shoulder stand, it's all about using those abdominals to lift and hold us, and your hands are kind of secondary. So we don't want to be sinking weight down into the hands and no weight in the neck. And then let's all bend the knees. So people in modified, just bring knees to chest. People in full shoulder stand, you've got your knees to your ears, arms to the mat, roll down, and that way we all end up with knees to chest. We'll set the feet back down, toes and heels out, creating enough space so that once again we can lift up into our bridge. And then once we're up there, see if you can clasp your hands together beneath your body. Walk your shoulder blades a little closer together and press your knuckles into the mat. And then let's release the hands first, and once again slowly melt back down. Once we've made it all the way down, knees to chest, good stretch down the length of the spine into those gluteals. Couple knee circles, and then we'll go the other way. And then start to open the knees apart, let the soles of your feet press together, and pull your heels closer to your body. So here's our lying butterfly. And then let's separate the feet. We're going to push flat feet towards the sky, but pull down with your hands. And there's your dead bug. Let's try extending the legs out straighter and wider. And then let's bring the legs together. Really pressing out through the heels of your feet. Let's bend the right knee with your foot on the mat. And then slowly let the left leg lower all the way down. Once it makes it all the way down, we'll open the arms out wide. Shift your hips a tiny bit to the right, tuck the right toe behind the left knee, and then use that left hand to guide your knee across the body. Bring the knee back to neutral. Both knees pull back into the chest. Couple more knee circles around. A few the other way. Hug them in close, and again, let's open the knees. Pressing soles of feet together, pulling your heels towards your body. Separating the feet, pushing up through your feet, keeping your knees bent. And then stretch wide again. Bring the legs back together. Pushing through the heels. And this time you can bend the left knee and set your foot down. And let's release the right leg so it floats all the way to the mat. Once there, let's open the arms wide. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. Tuck your left toe behind the right knee. And then use that hand to guide the knee across the body. Let's come back to neutral. Let's bring both knees back in. Circling our knees once again. And then reverse. And then just hug them in super close. And rest your feet down. Once they're down, go ahead and slide one heel all the way out, stretching the leg straight. Push out through the heel so you really tense that leg. Let that leg relax and do the same thing other side. So just slide your heel out. Once it gets straight, tense that leg, push out through the heel. And then let that leg go soft as well. And let your arms rest at your sides, palms to the sky. We're just going to close our eyes and guide our breath around the body. Seek out any spots that remain tense or tight. And let your breath dissolve away that tension. is the solstice, the still point of the sun, its cusp and midnight, the year's threshold and unlocking, where the past lets go of and becomes the future, the place of caught breath. Let us set aside all anxious thoughts. Make a choice to live today with courage, with an open heart and a grateful heart, extending random acts of kindness wherever we can. Know that my soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe dwells. I honor the light, the love, the truth, the beauty, and the peace within you, because it's also within me. In sharing these things, we are united, we are the same, we are one. Namaste. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be safe, be healthy. Watch out for the snow-covered roads. And I wish you all happy solstice. Take care. Bye.